We should have never been that deep in the woods. My younger brother William and I were told after moving to that old cabin to never venture further than the stream a few yards from our front porch. But like most little boys our ages of 8 and 10, we thought we were invincible. Our dad took us through the woods sometimes. William was always a little nervous, convinced a bear or wolf might attack us. Though he knew there were no large predators in the area, Dad always joked that we didn't have to worry about outrunning a bear or wolf, just outrunning each other. He thought it was hilarious, but we never laughed. An hour or so into our exploration that day, we realized our mistake. All the trees looked the same, and we couldn't hear the stream. We tried to keep calm and find our way home based on the minimal skills we'd picked up from a few Boy Scout meetings. However, the sun had started to set and we knew it'd be impossible to find our way out in the dark. We kept walking, hoping to find some familiar landmark, and eventually came across an empty field painted orange from the setting sun. William was about to cross the tree line into the field when I stopped him as I noticed movement in the center. From the tall grass, a head peeked up, then another and another and another. For a moment, we thought they might be able to help us, but quickly noticed they weren't people. They were much taller and skinnier than anyone I'd ever seen. Their skin was gray, like the sky on a stormy day, and they had long, dark hair that hung down their skeletal frame. Of all their horrible features, the worst were the wings that sprouted from their backs. They had 4 each, like a dragonfly, and each was almost translucent, revealing a series of blue and black veins trailing throughout. They moved towards us as if they heard us but couldn't tell exactly where we were. We stayed still, trying not to make a sound. As they approached, I got a better look at their faces. They had small nostril holes like a snake and circular mouths that hung open in a perfect circle, almost the size of a $50 coin. William started to cry, so I pushed my hand against his mouth, but it was too late. One of them heard us and was now approaching. It moved quickly through the grass and flowers on 4 spindly legs like a cockroach escaping the light. The thing was almost upon us when I grabbed William's hand and ran. We ran as fast as we could in one direction, dodging sticks and holes as best we could. I looked behind to see if they were chasing us but didn't see them. Still, we kept running and running until I finally heard water. The stream. Soon after, I saw familiar landmarks and knew we were almost home. It sounded like the buzzing of 1,000 locusts. I looked up and saw all 4 of them floating above us. They descended, and 3 of them grabbed William while the other held me, its clawed fingers digging into my back. The other 3 held William to the ground and sniffed him all over. "Please, stop!" I cried. One of them cocked their head at me like it could understand. It brought its face inches away from mine and sniffed. Its eyes were horrible. They were compound like an insect's, but each of the smaller eyes had green irises, like a human's. It grabbed my hand and easily brought it to its face. I saw its teeth for the first time. They were small and flat like a baby's teeth and spread throughout the inside of its mouth. It bit hard on my finger, ripping it off in seconds. I screamed as my blood spilled to the ground. I hadn't noticed William's screams behind my own until he became much louder. I looked over and saw the 3 other things tearing pieces of flesh from his face and body like they were eating the skin off a rotisserie chicken. It only took a few moments for him to become almost unrecognizable. The one holding me went for another finger. I knew my fate would mirror William's soon. "Wait," it paused and cocked its head. I thought of what Dad said about the bears and the wolves. Do you need both of us?" I asked. The thing considered me for a moment, then backed away, William screaming the whole time. He was still very much alive, despite the chunks of flesh and meat they'd taken from him. The thing once holding me rejoined the group and made a series of clicking and chirping sounds. The others made the same sounds back. They all took one of William's limbs and leaped into the air. William screamed my name as they disappeared above the trees, leaving behind a thick cloud of red and orange dust. I regret what I did, but I never told anyone. I'd like to think it was all some weird nightmare, something my brain concocted to hide the truth. Still, I avoid any movies or cartoons with fairies.